You know where you at. You are now rocking with Beyond 9 to 5. Say host of the motherfucking show, and we in here, man.
Well, welcome to Beyond 9 to 5. I'm your host, Rhino, and I got the voice of Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Terry, host of the show. What's good?
I'm in the building, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here, man. It's finally my turn. Cuz got it first. It's my turn now. Beyond 9 to 5, man.
Welcome to Beyond 9 to 5, man. First thing I want to say is SKS Fatal Shot. Where'd that come from? Who is SKS Fatal Shot?
Are we going back like that? We going back?
Who's
for the world to know, SKS Fatal Shot, actually it was Big Rad 28, and then it went to SKS Fatal Shot. Those was my first two gamer tags on Xbox Live, man, when I was playing Halo.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That's how I met you as SKS Fatal Shot, as a matter of fact, on Microsoft Live. So yeah.
Microsoft Live. What the hell?
Xbox Live.
Anyways, all right. So we gonna go deep into your show, man. The internet is broken. Where did you get the name from, and what's it all about?
Tell me. Jumping right into it, huh?
Yeah,
you jumping right into it. That's a good question, man. Internet is broken was really just a freestyle. It started as a freestyle show. Mm-hmm. So basically, I do short videos. Like I've been doing short videos. My New Year's resolution for 2024 has been keep the content rolling. So I had to come up with something to where outside of the show, I can keep it moving. So one thing I like to do that I always see is videos when I'm looking for material for the actual show. So I come across jokes, bits, skits, stuff like that, and I can't really review them because they either don't go with the show per se, what we're talking about, or it's just somebody else already in a voiceover on them, whatever case may be. So I just decided to do something on my own. I was like, man, I got an opinion just about about just about anything. Mm-hmm. I can make an opinion up about shit out the air. So let me make these videos to pertaining to how I feel comedy goes and make it my own. So I just start taking little videos, little skits here and there, posting them up there, laughing at them, telling my opinion on them, and they get good reaction. So I decided to make a show about it just to add more content to the page. So let me do the videos that I don't really get a chance to get to, or maybe a little bit longer than what I use to make my reels. So there you go. I start getting videos that are a little bit longer, touch on them for a second. And it's just a little quick. It could be 15 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. It could be 30 minutes, just depending on how the conversation go. I normally have Cuzzo or B in the house with me to get their behind the scenes reactions and conversations. So the show just moves, man. And that's how internet is broken, stem from the world is on fire, which if you tap into the podcast, you know about. So
yes, sir.
Yeah. Internet is broken, by the way.
So when are the aliens coming?
They're here. They've been here. What you mean when they come?
So when it's coming? When are they coming to the show? When is a topic like that coming to the show?
I mean, shoot, man. When everybody send me some videos, man, I could do some spaceship videos. See, it's tricky with UFOs, man, because I don't want the men in black knocking at our door over here. Oh, so it gotta be some stuff we review, and we can't be too in depth about it. You know, like, yeah, man, the government's behind. We can't say all that. So it just depending on the video. I actually watch a lot of alien and extraterrestrial videos. I watch a lot of podcasts that pertain to alien intelligence and stuff like that. So I'm in that field per se. I don't deep dive into it. I just love history, put it like that. And that is a part of history if you know.
So would you include true crimes in there too?
Here's the thing with true crimes and me, man. I'm a very paranoid individual. And I listen to a lot of true crime stories. Mm-hmm. But when I learn from when I'm listening to them, they make me even more paranoid depending on the shit.
I feel you.
So I try to limit how much I intake because, you know, videos pertain a certain amount of energy. So I try to limit myself. So if I listen to a couple true crime videos or whatever, I'll make sure I kind of balance it out with some comedy shit or some alien stuff. Like I try to balance myself out, man, because I'm not one to stress. So I don't want that shit to pertain to my life. You know what I'm saying? So I try to.
Yeah, I have a random question. So why watching true crimes we get anxiety about shit that we didn't even do?
Because most of the time, true crime stuff can be next door to you. Especially if you're like, you know, you live in Kansas City. You know, we deal with a lot of like Grand Theft Auto. It's a lot of cars getting broken into. There's a lot of people spilling out of people's cars. So stuff like that. And, crime elevates. So just depending on where it's stemming from, it can get to a certain point depending on where you are. And crime is everywhere. But even with that, it's just like it makes you paranoid to the fact to where you could be in public. I don't really like going out in public as much because of shit like that. Like you can be in public and you just see somebody just seem like they off. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They just look like they're off. And you like, man, let me get the fuck away from this nigga. This nigga might stab me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's different stuff, man. That it's just weird. But I do listen to true crime videos though. I do listen to true crime videos. Matter of fact, shout out to Mr. Ballin because I watch his videos all the time.
Ballin.
Yeah, okay, man. Okay. He deep dives into true crimes and some of the shit he be covering be wild, man. But he covers just about everything in regards to true crimes. He covers, if y'all haven't heard of the Missing 411. I'm very, very, very intrigued by that. I do want to get one of those books. The Missing 411 is about people that go missing in the national parks. And like kids and stuff that just disappear, like strange phenomenon. Like if you're into stuff like that, definitely look up the Missing 411.
Let me ask you something. Would you ever want to go to the national park after looking at them true crime stories?
No.
And seeing that people missing?
No. You know what?
You wouldn't want to go to Yosemite Park, man? Yosemite Park.
I don't care. What's the national park that got the geysers? One of the most famous ones.
I think it's Calistoga. I mean, I'm not sure.
Whichever one got geysers, bro. I know, man. And what I don't understand is I don't get how people. I know people have a certain amount of adrenaline rush. They got a certain amount of things that they do. People go out in nature all the time. But to hike a trail, there are some trails that they've connected that will have you out there for a whole week, not alone a month, just depending on how far you want to go on the trail. People literally go hike trails for days, set up at campsites, get up and continue to walk trails, knowing that there are bears that can possibly attack you. There are other animals. You can get sick. Like it's anything out there that can happen will happen. And they get out there and they do it with nobody else with them, alone, by themselves. I just don't see how. I guess because I'm a city guy, man. I just don't know. I don't see how people can do that.
So now, would you at least go to a camping ground? A camping site? Camping ground?
I would with a group of people. But even with that, I done seen stories about that, man. Motherfucker wake up with his head in a bear's mouth at a campsite. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bro, that's what I mean. That paranoia.
Paranoia right there, bro.
Paranoia, man. It's pure paranoia. I can't. Nah, man. I don't know. I got to be out there with like 4 or 5 rifles and a pistol on me. I can't. I can't.
That'd be ammunition and shit.
I actually seen a guy after a bear almost attacked him, and he bear maced it or whatever. And he said the bear, he had to wait till the bear got. I think we talked about this like off camera on the game or something. But the bear had got. I don't know how much feet you got to be away with the bear mace, but it got really close, and he had to wait to make sure he don't waste the bear mace. You know how dangerous that is, man?
Yep.
My life is in the hands of a container.
You know how fast bears are? He came and run.
You can't outrun a fucking bear. Then they be like, play dead. What if the motherfucker walk up on you, sniff you, and decides that you lunch? Like you're putting your hands in the bear's, your life in the bear's hands.
To tell you the truth, if you make yourself bigger and then start yelling at this thing, get out of here, it'll get scared and run away.
You see the size of a grizzly bear.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
How you gonna make yourself bigger compared to a 500-pound animal?
You gotta make yourself look big. You just gotta do all this.
You can do that if you want to. You can do that. If y'all can't see Ronald, he off camera. He spread his wings and fly. We can't do that.
Do the gang side. Like, what's up, bro?
Nah, man.
We start tripping up here.
I'm 5'9", sometimes 5'11". You can't do that. I can't do that to a grizzly bear. I can't. I don't have that type of. Now I can yell. Perfect example. I seen a video of a family. It was a dad, a mom, and a couple of the kids. They was on a trail. The bear was following them. Now this bear is probably 50 feet away, but he's slowly following them. And the dad is got the baby in the backpack. He got the baby backpack, and he's just slowly walking backwards. The mother is got the other child, and she's a little bit further back, and she's then she's yelling, what they be saying? Hey bear, hey bear, hey bear. That bear is looking at them like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit, I got 4 slabs of meat right here. If I just play my cards right and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, your life is in the hands of an animal, bro. People don't understand when they get into the wild, when you're in the wild, that's why they call these animals wild beasts. Because at any moment an animal can snap. I don't care how much you done been out here with sharks. You tap their nose and fly over them. If that shark want to rip you to shreds, that shark is gonna rip you to shreds. You know what I'm
If
saying?
that
Like
shark
we
thinks
live our
you're a snake,
lives,
they'll rip you to shreds. But usually sharks.
anything.
I will say this. I mean, just to counter your argument. Usually, when sharks bite a human, it'll let go because they don't like the taste. But it's the fat in it. But if you have a lot of fat in your leg, they're gonna attack it.
They're gonna attack it. Any
Mhm.
gelatinous you got on your body. Humans have gotten mistaken for seals.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen orcas? I don't play videos of orcas attacking seals and setting them up. Like, you're not
I don't
smarter
care.
than the animal in the water, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Nah.
You're out there and they be like, yeah, just tap the nose, flip over the shark, and then you can swim with them. Okay, what if that nigga don't feel like it that day?
If he hungry. Yeah.
Come on,
Shit.
man. Feeding frenzies is a thing, bro. That shit really happens. Not to
So,
people, but it happens to fish.
all
So
right.
I don't
So,
know, man. I just don't. That shit makes me paranoid. But I love learning about it because it makes me more aware of my surroundings, just in case I do so happen to get stranded in the middle of the forest somewhere, which I don't think that would happen to me. But if it does, I know a little bit of what to do. But it's just like, nah, bro, I'm cool. That shit gives me
okay.
paranoid.
Okay.
Paranoia.
So
Paranoia.
let's transition over to the radicals. Who are the radicals?
We getting bucking head strictly. Nah, man. If y'all know me, man, I used to be 195 pounds. A little bit of fat, more muscle than not. Crumper, Kansas City, one of the first crumpers in Kansas City, one of the biggest crumpers in Kansas City, one of the veterans, one of the best. You better look me up.
Look him up.
Um, but before that, I'll take y'all down a little stroll, man. Before that, I started off with a couple of my friends, didn't even know what crump was at the time. I think the movie Rise had been out for like a year, couple years now. Didn't even know what that was. I was in high school, going to the school dances, and I seen these dudes making circles. And you know, back then, getting into a school circle, you see motherfuckers doing a Nina pop. You may see some heel toe. You know what I'm saying? You may see some known dances, niggas crip walking. I seen these niggas throwing their arms around, swinging their heads, and going crazy like we in the middle of the jungle. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? So I end up chopping it up with my homeboys. One of my homeboys, Jared, Scooter. Well, Jared's flow with me. Scooter been on the show. Um,
Shout out to both of them.
Shout out to them, man. I end up linking up with them, and they told me about it. They was like, "Yeah, man, this is Crump. You know what I'm saying? This is Crump." Day. I was like, "Crump? What's Crump?" So me being who I am, I went home, did my research, found out about Tight Eyes, who is the creator of Crump, him, Miho, and Lil C. End up finding out about them, discovered the Crump Kings, start instantly training, labbing if you in the Crump world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Back in this era, the Crump wasn't really a dance category. I say that to say in dancing events back then, you had your regular popping, you had locking, you had your b-boy styles, you had your hip hop, you had your street styles, you had the freestyles. Like it was a lot of different other dance, but crump
Hey,
wasn't
hold on.
what.
This is my show. If you're gonna mention about dance, you're gonna have to mention you gotta mention turf, bro. Bay Area.
Hey man,
Turf.
I remember that, bro. Shout out to Giovanni, bro. Rest in peace, man. Because I remember when they used to send me the videos. Y'all send me the videos, and they was out there turfing and shit. They was like, "Hey, they was
I was jerking. That was jerking. It
yeah,
was
they was
jerking
jerking
though.
and shit." I'm like, "Hey, man, they heard killing in LA." That was my connection to that side of dance. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even know what that was at the time until later on. When they start making videos and stuff like that and coming out about it, I didn't even know what that was, bro. And then turfing, when I seen what turfing was, I was like, damn, bro, turfing is so dope. And you gotta be controlled, you gotta have footwork. Like that shit that shit intrigues me, man.
Mm.
But I definitely gotta put that in there. But you know, turfing had its own lane. It wasn't even considered a dance style in like the high performing categories either.
Mhm.
So we had to make our own events when it came to crump. So we had like one of the events I threw was Concrete Jungle. It was a strictly crump event, all battles. Shit, we had Jam Fest. Shout out to Jigsaw. He actually created a hip hop event to where crump was a category in there. So we would go in there and battle. Like it was a whole bunch of events happening around the city that we would have. One of the events we had It was just an all styles event where we all showed up. I showed up with my little homies, and we all got everybody was just getting down, freestyling, having fun. So it pretty much like Crump wasn't created here. Crump was created in LA. But when we got a
Mhm.
hold of it, we made it our own in our city, like we normally do, like Kansas City does, and with music and art and everything else, we make it our own. But it was a very, very long learning experience for me, man. I learned a lot from dancing because everybody know when I play sports, one of my biggest pet peeves was I was scared of the audience. I didn't like being in front of people. Like I didn't like
Yeah,
failing.
like the Friday
You know what I'm
Night
saying? I don't I
Lights.
don't I had a fear of failure. So
Hmm.
when I started dancing, bro, dancing led me to performing on stages in front of hundreds of people, hundreds of kids, hundreds of adults, hundreds of different genres, it took me places that I wouldn't have never been if I would have stayed, you know what I'm saying, playing sports. Because I know I probably would have made it in sports. I probably would have been, so I was pretty good at sports. So, but I know dance took me in another route, and it was a route that I actually liked, and it helped me build my confidence. Like
You was
I get on this
definitely,
camera, and I'm just like,
mhm.
I'm
You were
there.
definitely passionate about it. You were so passionate. I
Yeah,
remember
man, I'm
those days.
still
You was
passionate about it.
hella passionate.
I'm still passionate about dance, man. I still watch Crump. I still watch myself Crump. I still have urges to lab. I still like dance never leaves me. I'm always anytime I hear music, I'm ready to move. So yeah, but it was
You
one
ain't
of them.
never seen this dude at a bar, man. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I get a little lit, bro. I start dancing. I start moving around, bro. I bust a tunes in a minute. So, but yeah, it took me through a lot, man. But with the radicals, in regard to the radicals was my first fam that I built, and it consisted of a few gentlemen that are dope adults, dope men today. We actually had one of them on the show, another one we're gonna have on the show here pretty soon. Um, but I had like five little homies that I trained from the
mhm.
ground up, like didn't know nothing about. They knew about dance, but they didn't really know about Crump. And I trained them from the ground up, and they also became some of the best in Kansas City. Some of the little homies that grew up around me that I've trained with, but they weren't under me, are still some of the best dancers in Kansas City. So, man, I done touched the floor with damn near everybody that you can name in Kansas City that's dance wise. I was a part of another group over here where I traveled, where I performed and went on tour. I was a part of a spiritual group that I was with. That I got to meet a lot of brothers and sisters and got to train and got to learn some shit. So it was like, man, I done been a little bit, I done dabbled in a little bit of everywhere when it came to dance. Like when dance popped up, that's all I sleep, drunk, and bled dance, man. I was a walking dancer, bro, for real. But yeah, man, I'm glad that was a part of my life. And hopefully I want to get back into it, man. It's just I feel like I'm too old. Everybody, man, you ain't too you
Ain't
man,
never
look,
too old. You ain't never
you're
too
never
old.
too old.
Never too old.
You're never too old, but you have to feel it. When it comes to dancing, bro, you have to, it's like a part of you has to be there, and you gotta crack that open again. It's like working out. If you worked out before and you done lift weights and you know what it feels like to get a pump, right? Once
Hmm.
you feel that pump, you know you can work out for another hour. But with dance, it's the same way. You have to feel that, and once you feel that, you right back in it, man. You got to relearn muscle control, muscle memory, and all that stuff, man. But that's one of the I love that shit though. I can't lie, I
All
love that
right.
shit.
So for the last section, what was your what was your childhood like?
My
Elaborate on it
childhood,
a little bit.
uh, well, I ain't gonna sit up here and say I was a fucking gangster. You know what I'm saying? I was a scary ass kid growing up, very scary. Um, Cried a lot with my brother and my sisters. Didn't cry a lot with my little cousins, my little brothers and my sisters. Uh, Very loving. Spent most of the time with my grandmother. Rest in peace, Grandma Looney. She babied me. I also had my mom. My mom worked a lot. My dad always had a job, worked a lot. My family is real tight knit on both sides, even if some of them is crazy. So we always had like parties, get-togethers, family, what is it, family reunions, stuff like that. So my family was really fucking close. Besides, even with all the drama, we were still super close. So I was always around my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, everybody. Like we always had big events. And I had the luxury of having two families. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So a lot of people don't get that. So you can go over
Yeah.
here and be the oldest over here, but then when you go over here, you the youngest over here. You know what I'm saying? So I had the luxury of having both of that energy in my life. Um,
Well, that's
Not
one thing
older.
I have to say though. Just similar.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you were the youngest on one side, but you were the oldest on another. So what
Facts.
I what I'm saying is that no matter how young you feel and how like you feel like a runt, you're always gonna have
Yeah.
people who are younger than you look up to you
Yeah.
all the
And
time, no matter what.
I got the luxury of being spoiled and not being spoiled. Like I was on the youngest side, my mom, my brother, my sister, and my grandmother spoiled me. On my daddy's side, it was like, man, you the oldest. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to be. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
had the luxury of having both, but learning how to deal with that was kind of a struggle because you got to be the older person. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to be able to give some sort of knowledge, and then everybody know how I am, man. I'm a goofy dude. I like to play. I like to have fun. So I had to balance all that out with also learning how to be serious, learning how to get shit done and all that stuff. But I think I balanced out pretty well. But my family, both my family sides are like I said, we always been tight knit, man. And I feel like even now with all of us being older, you can tell how our childhood was just by what the way we act now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are very, very fucking responsible. And that's one thing you can't really say about today's, you know what I'm saying, today's youth, especially everybody that's under us, because we're in our 30s now. So it's like to have that sort of mindset and stability. Like I don't get everything right, but the main shit that I try to get right, you know what I'm saying? The shit I try to get right is a learning process. But if I didn't have that when I was young, if I didn't have that instilled in me, I wouldn't be able to get past that, bro. I'm 36 years old and I got a gray hair on my head. And I ain't trying to have them. You know what I'm saying? So stress ain't a thing to me. I don't try to stress, bro.
You ain't got a gray facial.
Hell nah, nigga. I ain't got nothing in
That's
here, Gray.
that's the bullshit.
Not at all.
I
I'm
got one
cool.
straight. That's bull. I
Yeah,
always
some of my homies now is starting to get gray hair. No, I'm cool, bro. Cause I don't stress,
have.
bro. I don't even if I do have some sort of stress tension in my body, I try to figure it out, you know? So it is, yeah, I ain't trying to get to that.
Ooh.
Get to nah, bro. I'm good.
All right. That's all I got for you today, but thank you for stopping by on Beyond 9 to
Yeah, man.
5.
You asked me nothing about the show, bro. You asked me
Hey, it's all personal.
I
This is
get off
all
your to
personal.
the podcast, man. What
This is all personal, bro. You already know what it is.
I think it went straight personal.
It's all personal questions up here in Beyond 9 to 5. Like I
Hell
said,
yeah,
this is
man.
a show where we want to know who you are outside of your job. We're not
Facts.
talking about work up in here.
Facts. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you having me. I had to come on here, like I said, after because I went on, man. It's dope, man. This is a dope deal. We need to get more people on this and have everybody come in here so you can learn about them personally. Because even when we do interviews, it's like I feel like we don't get to get in depth. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I appreciate it. Tay host of the motherfucking show. Get off your chest podcast. Y'all know where to find us everywhere.
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 All right, man. Thank you for stopping by. This is Beyond 9 to 5. Your boy Rhino. Get It Up Your Chest podcast. Coming straight with Kelly. The Kelly King is in the building. You already know. Thanks again. Hosting the show, Terry. Let's get a body.
See ya. Peace.